Hi guys, it's Emma from Henry Schein Infection Control. Today I'm going to be taking you through the GKE Patient Sterilisation Logbook. I'll also be showing you the piggyback label system and how to load and unload the GKE tracking gun. We need all of these vital parts to be able to track batch code identification numbers in our patient notes for our patients for critical procedures. So the video is going to show us how to do that. We need to marry up the batch code identification number with our sterilising log sheet book and our sterilisation printout from our autoclaves. So hopefully this video shows you how to do that in a nutshell, and I hope you enjoy it. Hi guys, so I'm going to show you how you actually load your GKE label gun. On the very top of the gun there's a big red button. If you push the button, it'll open the gun itself, and effectively what we want to do is pop our labels just into this middle part here. Before we actually put the labels in, what we want to do is remove around about 9 labels from the actual sticker reel. This will make it easier to feed it through the labelling gun so that we don't get any labels caught up on the internal of the machine. With the label facing outwards, we just want to push the labels into the gun until it clicks. So you can see here I've got a healthy reel of label left. There are some still images as well. If I'm going a little bit quickly, you'll be able to see it on the still frames a bit better. But effectively from here, there are 2 red arrows, and we want to feed the label in and through here. When doing this process, it's easy to then press the trigger until it grabs the bottom label part. And you can see that that's now starting to feed in and it's becoming taut. So I'm going to keep doing that, and you can see now it's just fallen through the bottom. I'm now going to close the lid on the label gun, lock it into place, and from here we can then begin setting up the alphabetical and numerical codes that we actually require for our batch code identification process. Now that we have our label gun ready to go to be set up, we are going to use the little alphabetical and numerical table on the side. So we want to refer to a code on here to give us that different representation, and this will make sense when you actually start to play with the different reels here for our information. So from a batch code identification perspective, we want to be inputting here an initial, a cycle number, an autoclave ID if you have more than one, and today's date. So I've preset mine already. If I squeeze the trigger and release a label, you can see here that I've filled that out already, and that's what's going to be transferred onto each of our pouches and then later on into our sterilisation log sheet book. You will notice with GKE there are different colours of the barcode labels. Each colour can be distinguished by sterilising cycles or sterilisers. It's at your discretion, but they do have 3 different colours for you to choose from. In the next part of this video, I'm going to be showing you how to then correspond the printout sheet with the sterilisation logbook. So I'm now going to take you through the GKE sterilisation log sheet book. I have pre-filled out some information, and we're going to use this as a preliminary example to show you. So if you just want to have a look at the sheet, I have got my yellow GKE device and I've pre-filled out the information. Effectively, when we have done our VAC test and helix test, this test should actually be black when we know that it's passed. At the back of the strip there is a sticky part where you can fix the helix test into the sterilisation sheet. There is a part here for our test printout. So on your autoclave you can print out the VAC test and affix it there just by stapling it to that sheet of paper. There's just some really basic information as well. Today's date, sterilisation number. So in terms of if you've got 1, 2 or 3 units, you can ID that there. Which practice or department it is. And then if we have a look at the other information, daily air removal test and vacuum test. And we want to say whether that's passed or failed and who it was released by. I've chosen to fill out this middle section here just because it was easier to show, but here is our batch number, which is effectively this information here on our sticky label. So we've written that out, that's our BCI, which goes into the patient notes. We then say whether it's a pass or a fail. Again, because this hasn't actually been through a sterilisation cycle, the steam strip here will go from blue to brown once it's passed. Within our load, I've used these examples to say that we had 2 handpieces, 3 scalers, 4 exam packs and 1 cassette. At the end of the sheet you'll see it says GKE batch monitoring helix test. So you can actually put the yellow device in with every single load for monitoring. It's not a necessity, but you can, and GKE do recommend that. And again, you just want to put who released that load there. And that's typically all you're required to fill out. As you have different batch numbers and cycles, you can fill these out here. Alternatively, if you have different sterilisation units, you can have a book per unit or choose to fill out the information on each individual sheet or start a new sheet with the different sterilisation unit.